Deep breath. Hello, friends. My name is Kathleen Whitehead. I channel a group called Aspects of Love. They are a group of beings, non-physical beings, who channel their love through us, to us, and this is who will give us messages. Normally, I start out with light language, then a message channeled through them, and then some more light language questions and more light language. But what has happened is they changed the format a little bit earlier today. They gave me a download of some information to talk about. And so I will be talking about what they showed me or what they told me, and then I will do some light language and open it up for questions with the beautiful people who are here with me. So that's the new format. Thank you for your patience in listening to this. I'll start out with a little bit of a prayer and a welcome. Dearest Divine, thank you for the honor and privilege of allowing me to do this work. I am here as a vessel to teach on the behalf of the divine universe. I ask my own ego to step aside and not translate any messages that come through, not filter, but I am human. So thank you for using me in this way. I give deep gratitude for the aspects of love who will be with us. I give deep gratitude for the lovely people that are here with us on this call. I give deep gratitude for any being who listens to this on YouTube a bit later, or anyone who even thinks about listening or hears these concepts in any way and is able to learn from them. I thank you. I love you. I ask that love be sent to every person in the universe. Okay. Thank you. Amen. Okay, earlier today, they told me that as the chaos gets closer to its crescendo, there will be more misinformation, more individuals who do not realize that they are doing this, but they are fear-mongering. There will be information that is fed to you that will sound fearful and sound ominous and sound like a warning. And they want me to urge you to be away from all the fear-mongering, to use your own personal discernment about the messages that you hear from any source. Whether or not this is the purpose of that message, of that information, is to instill fear in you or instill love and encouragement. There are more factions, that are human and also non-human, that would like to keep the status quo, that would like to keep us under control through fear. They have done this for eons. This has been part of they just said 26,000 year
Oh,
trip process, um, control issue, and it has grown. The control has grown. But now things are changing, rapidly changing, And but there are those who are clutching for the control. And each of you has the ability to discern in your physical body whether or not you are hearing truth, whether or not you are hearing something with an agenda that is based in fear, or whether or not you are hearing something that is based in love. We ask you to take everything with that discernment in mind and listen to those things that give you joy, that give you encouragement, that give you love, because those who are coming in to replace and help you begin the process of moving into the new earth, which you've actually already begun, but those people that are supporting you on that are not here to instill fear in you in any way. I found this a good message when it came to me earlier today. I found that encouraging because I know the feelings of these beings who are with us every Thursday night and some other evenings. I know their energy, I know their love. So I found that encouraging that yet again they are supporting us in our journey. They want me to reinforce that. They want me to let you know that you're deeply loved, that you are supported, and that you have access to asking for what you need, and just trust that those miracles can happen. So at this moment, I am going to take a couple of deep breaths and ask the aspects of love to come in and give us some light language. And then we will move toward opening up for questions. I thank you for your patience in as these things change. I welcome the aspects of love to bring their love in and their wisdom in through me so that questions can be answered from a higher space than me. Tiana he ata te e te ke te a shikatata I anamata te kotea. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. Our friend Kathleen has asked to explain or ask us to explain that even though the language that she channels through us sounds a bit speedy and harsh and maybe very foreign to what you would see as loving language, it is indeed our love. It is just our language. So thank you for understanding that. May I ask if there are any questions to be entertained at this moment?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Um, we've been going through and it's been foretold to us that we're going through some major changes right now. But it just seems like in the last week or so, things have gotten really wonky. I mean, I'm feeling the effects. The way the world is being presented to me is changing. Do you have any comments about that?
Well, we gave you the example of traveling to a crescendo, which is a musical term.
Mm-hmm.
And you might think in terms of one of your classical pieces that
Mm-hmm.
builds and builds and builds. It it gathers some speed as it brings itself up to its
Mm-hmm.
crescendo. Now, to let you know, sometimes there are a number of ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
So while the earth, the world, your planet is changing quickly and it's building to a crescendo, and you are experiencing very interesting new things that and new gifts and new experiences and new things that you're noticing and nuances. Started to say new nuances, but that didn't quite sound right. But you're experiencing all those things, so you are building to a crescendo,
Mm-hmm.
and it is getting the first of these is getting fairly close. So just enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
We want to reinforce that, yes, these things truly are happening. These things truly are speeding up. You will notice that the things that you're experiencing are speeding up and building and so forth, but by the same token, the chaos and turmoil and the earth changes are all building up to somewhat of a crescendo. So we reinforce that yes, it is happening. You are still safe as always. You allow these things to teach you whatever they are teaching you, because these things, these changes that are coming quickly, that you're noticing differences in the interactions. Actually, what they are is you have changed, so your interactions changed,
Mm-hmm.
and then your
Mm-hmm.
interactions change, so you change, and vice versa. It's kind of a ping pong match, but at each hit of the ping pong ball, I actually like badminton birdie. It goes a little higher,
Yeah.
and but so it's just hang on, pay attention, be aware. Do
Mm-hmm.
not let these things seem like, oh, that's an interesting coincidence. These are things that are meant to help you. And even if they happen to be something that on the surface looks like it is a negative thing, uh, or a less than positive thing, it's you can see that when you look at that thing that maybe was not so comfortable, you okay, now I see you were trying to direct me here and I was going there. So just be aware and pay attention and know that they're for your benefit. But if you turn there and that doesn't feel right, then maybe you turn there. Do you understand?
Oh, that helps out tremendously. You sort of answered some questions I've had in my mind. Um, so it helps me make sense of what's been going on. Thank you very much.
And our channel is getting her symbolism for learning,
Mhm.
which is a pain in her tooth.
Mm.
So just know that there is learning happening.
Yeah.
Is there another question?
Is the channel okay with going on?
Yes, absolutely. That is already gone as soon as I acknowledge it.
Okay. Um,
But
my
thank you.
question is about some of the chaos that's occurring related to um, illnesses and disease, where the medications have been withdrawn, and um, things such as vaccines and things like that have been debunked, and now people are becoming ill and dying. And this is happening in the United States and throughout the world, with the removal of medications. And I wonder, um, will that be will the system be repaired, and how I guess how long will this occur? And well, please just comment on it.
Thank you. Um, when you incarnate on your planet, you are given free will. You are given the opportunity to decide, and you've given the example of vaccines. Vaccines, I am afraid of them. Vaccines, I rely on them, or vaccines won't bother me either way. You can, and of course, many things in between, but you're given those free will instances. So, and you've noticed that throughout the process that you've just been through in the last few years, that there are many different choices in the free will system, but that each of these choices gives the opportunity to learn. So the purpose of all of those things, the reason that you were given free will was to give you the opportunity to see the contrast and make your own choices. So for some people, they were afraid of the vaccine and they died, not because the vaccine was a problem, but they were sure they were going to die from the vaccine, but they were forced to get it. So they it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you know what I mean. Then there are others who decided, no, I'm not going to get it because I'm afraid of the vaccine, but they still suffered consequences, which is their learning. We are not making any kind of um, judgment about good, bad, or indifferent. What we're saying is that your anyone's opinion about whatever it is, the medications, the it's what you bring on for yourself because you're creating your reality in your circle. So if you're really, really afraid of something, the universe feels that energy of vaccine, 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 and it doesn't know to say, okay, do they want me to uh, make the vaccine hurt them, or do they want to make the vaccine help them? They're just feel doing the fear. So the lesson or the resolution of these types of things will happen when the belief comes about, doesn't matter because I know that I will be taken care of in whatever way. So if I took the vaccine, but I didn't have any fear, or I didn't even have any fear that I would be sick, but I took the vaccine because it was just the easiest thing in all those different ways, then not affected either way. But if I'm afraid either way, then there's that fear that is always not good. However, as you move toward the new earth, there will be a reduction, a gradual reduction within a an elimination, let us say, for those who are creating the reality that does not include fear. There will be an elimination of the need for these medications. Always remember that those people who have suffered death or something that is not positive because of certain activities have volunteered and know ahead of time. Their higher self, when they incarnated, knew I'm going to be one of those people who passes away from the measles because there was so much fear of the measles vaccine. So do not, I mean, it's human to mourn and not want any of those things to happen, but they do. And it is part of their blueprint. So we can't say when things will be better. It is a matter of when those things will be learned. You are perfect in where you are. Your body has the capacity to heal itself from anything you believe can be healed by your own body. But in your culture, you have been taught that you need medications or some sort of support. So that is a very strong belief system in your Western medical practices. But your body, you are so much more magic, so much more capable, so much more I don't know what you might call it, miraculous than you know. I feel that we didn't quite answer what you wanted to answer. Would you like to pose a follow-up question?
I guess I'm confused about the levels of fear, I guess. Um, and how can those of us who are working toward um, raising our awarenesses and raising and working with love and light, how can we help those who are choosing fear with regard to and many issues?
Your example of your own personal trust and your own knowing that you are magic and miraculous in yourself, you will radiate love. Fear is not love. Trust will counteract fear if you let it. So trust, many people need prayer or meditation or some sort of asking. So you can always tell someone, I'm asking the angels to help you, or something like that. But you would just be talking to them at their level. Fear is not necessary if you trust 100%. And there is reason to trust 100%. Remember that you are an immortal soul that is part of the love that is oneness. And your body can suffer things, but you are having a physical experience. So live your life in that love, live your life in that trust, and people will notice. If they ask, how do you do it? Then you can just say, I trust. Or you can say, I just want to love everybody and everything. Whatever you will be, our channel will often ask for the right words. So just know that you have within you what you need. And your example, remember that everything that you do, someone is observing you and learning from you. And everything everyone else does, you are observing and learning from them. Does that clarify it in any way?
Yes, that helps. That helps.
Do you have another follow-up question for that?
Well, it's kind of about expectations and what we have come to know as the law of attraction, about how that which you like, if you worry about something, that thing is going to occur. Or if you choose something beautiful, then maybe that thing will occur. And recently there was a situation where someone something occurred that was, a mistake, and the person for whom that happened said, this always happens, and was very, very angry about it. And it was a situation that does not happen often in my experience. And about 10 minutes later or something, I realized she's asking for that in
Mhm.
her in her manner of, I don't know, manner of being, but I mean in creating the situation or something like that. Is that, can you just
You're
mention that?
absolutely correct. And without being obnoxious, you might remind this person that their language is creating their reality. Now, I have heard it said that they call it spelling because when you speak, you are casting a spell.
Mhm.
So that's kind of a little bit of a humorous way to look at it. But from a personal experience, not everybody is ready to hear that they can change their language and they can do it. But when that when someone says this always happens, you can say, oh, I never say something like that because that would bring it on. Not saying to them you should not say it, but
Mhm.
you can kind of gently let them know how you deal with this,
Mhm.
because they're going to notice that it does not happen to you.
Mhm.
Does
Yeah,
that,
that's interesting. Yes, thank you.
is there another question?
Well, just a comment. Seth, who was channeled through Jane Roberts, said you get what you focus on, right? So whatever you're putting your mind to, that's what you're going to get. And then the other thing is, we've actually been taught through you as channels that you can manifest. So if I want something good to happen, I sort of focus on that. I don't think about how it's going to happen. I just, for example, I want a brand new house. Don't worry how you're going to get it. Just imagine that brand new house and keep focused on it, and you'll get it. So that's kind of another way to look at this. If someone focuses on the fear, that's what they're going to get. if they think they take the vaccine or don't take the vaccine or whatever, and they're going to get sick, they're going to get sick. If they just say, I take it or I don't take it, I know I'll be well, they'll be well.
True. Yes, and that is part of not only is your spoken word casting a spell, but your thoughts and your belief system. So if you believe you're unlucky in every way, that is what you're going to experience. If you think to yourself all the time, I'm going to get sick, I know that person just sneezed and I'm going to get sick, you're casting a spell, and you're accepting, you're saying, I am going to get sick. When you say I am, what after that, you're proclaiming that. You're designating yourself as I am going to be sick. So if you think about that, or you believe that, or you speak it, which of course the beliefs it starts with the belief, then the thought happens and the words are spoken. But any of those things, if you are carrying the focus or the energy of whatever your belief is,
Mhm.
that's your choice. That's your expectation. You don't know it's your expectation, but that's what you're expecting. I often say, you get what you expect. You've heard that many, many times, many times. So start expecting magic. Does that suffice for our meeting this evening?
Yes, and I like the final few words were start expecting magic. Let's expect magic and we'll get it.
And I am going to proclaim that through this light language.
Okay.
But meanwhile, thank you. I am deeply grateful, and we will see you the next time. No, this is because Tiana ta yet de liata kashikatai be tiata bai di itia tenia madagashkoti etiata bate se sianamakate taliana makishkata yai.